back to Politics Watch. This is RP. Now, if you didn't know, now you know. Gordon Butch Stewart has passed away. Yes, the man known as Mr. Chairman, right, the leader, the face and the founder of Sandals and ATL and these major companies in Jamaica, these major brands, well, global brands. Sandals is a global brand, right? Drop out. Now, when you talk about Butch Stewart, when you talk to the people of Jamaica about Butch Stewart, you get two things, or one of two things. Either you get extreme adoration or extreme skepticism. What may I talk about? Let's start with the first one, extreme adoration. Without a doubt, Butch Stewart is one of the most successful Jamaicans that's ever lived. Without a doubt, one of the most successful men from the Caribbean in general, right? And when you look at the numbers, you could put him on the global stage. One of the few Jamaicans that could actually, you could put their when you talk about wealth and, accomplishments, numbers wise, you can put it on a global scale. Michael Leachin is somebody else who comes to mind. Now, some Jamaicans will tell you that Gordon Butch Stewart is the definition of the Jamaican dream. No, that's not something you hear often, right? Because it's not something most people can relate to. But those who adore Gordon Butch Stewart will tell you that this man came from, obviously he wasn't dirt poor, he wasn't struggling, right? But he managed to build one of the biggest brands in Jamaican history, in the Caribbean history, right? As I said, Sandals is a global brand, right? He managed to reshape or be one of the people who helped reshape tourism in Jamaica, right? Him and the other major families, the Issas and them family, right? Obviously they're very prominent in the hotel industry and the all-inclusives and all them things. People tell you that Gordon Butch Stewart company make certain brands enough people never know say could have survived at Jamaica, survive. Brands like Porsche, Jamaica. Right? They tell people say Porsche could have survived in a Jamaica. 10, 15, 20 years ago, them probably laugh off of you. Now Jamaica have a Porsche dealership. Brands like Starbucks and I think them just built a hotel with in Kingston. Right? One of them new fancy hotels there. So, as I said, Butch Stewart has his fans. He have people who really look up to him and admire his business acumen. And as them say, numbers don't lie. Whatever somebody might feel about Butch Stewart in the day, looking at the numbers, you can't argue with him. But what about the skepticism? Because we're talking about legacy. And a man's legacy is not just all the sweet things. A man's legacy is not just all the nice things. A man's legacy is his total body of work. Right? For example, when people talk about Michael Jordan's legacy, them talk about the 6 rings we have, 6 finals, 6 MVPs, but they also talk about his gambling habits and how he was so obsessed with winning and taking risks, right, and putting himself in positions that were almost uncalled for, that it come across as toxic to some people. So Butch Stewart is no different. Billionaire or no billionaire, every man, when them legacy is being remembered, it is only fair that people say, well, into this, but him is also known for this. So when you hear me say skepticism, what me I talk about? It's easy to see why people would adore Butch Stewart. It's easy to see why people would respecting and admire his success and his work ethic and everything, right? Everybody ever been to the North Coast or anywhere in Jamaica, right? Because Sandals all over, all in the Caribbean. People would have seen the big pretty hotel and people would have seen the ATLs and all these things, so people can see why people admire Butch Stewart. When we could talk about why people will be skeptical about Butch Stewart and some aspects of his legacy. Because you have to understand, for some people, Butch Stewart is just his name alone is the definition of what it means to be a successful and prosperous businessman. But for others, the name equals 116. You see, the skepticism that's around Butch Stewart centers mainly on the come up story. You know, when somebody is successful and them say, alright, tell me how you start. Tell me how you made your money originally. Tell me how your boss. You know, in Jamaican people say, you get a boss. Tell me how you really boss. Butch Stewart's come up story. Well, it is so fascinating. I'm going to have to put it on the screen and read it so everybody can see. Now, this is an interview he did. I had to cut out this part and put it on the screen because here we have Butch Stewart in his own words saying how him come up. This is not my opinion. Let's go over it. He starts off, and I quote, "I was born in Jamaica. My mother had a little business as a dealer for appliances, and I used to go and help her. I loved it. I used to catch fish and sell them as a 12-year-old. And between fishing, I used to love being in the shop with her." So Butch Stewart is basically saying from my youth, him have the selling thing about him. You know, he was entrepreneurial as a youth. That's not hard to imagine. Older people like that. Everybody knows somebody like that. From primary school, them a hustle and them a sell. That's not mind-blowing. That's not fascinating. That's not hard to believe. We accept that. Nothing strange so far. Let's go on. I started working just before I turned 17. But then I went to England to round off my education and came back to Jamaica full of vim and vinegar. Hold on there. Vim and vinegar is, I'm sure that's supposed to be vim and vigor, or is some kind of clever play on words to say that things were better. I don't know, right? We could just carry on when I want to major in the mind. I want to get to where really I want, right? Now he says, I got a job at a trading company and was in charge of the appliance department. After 5 years, I was able to save $3,000. Well, able to save over $3,000. That was 1968. Now, that also isn't anything that's hard to believe, because people might think to themselves, $3,000. Remember, there's a reason why he mentions that 1968. In 1968, $3,000 was out of money. Right? And next thing you have to remember, in 1968, Jamaica's currency was stronger than the US dollar. Let me say that again. In 1968, the Jamaican dollar was stronger than the US dollar. I know that's hard to believe now in the days of the 146 and the 147 to 1, but yes, Jamaican money is strong in time there. So he saved over $3,000. As me say, you can go read the full thing in your own time, but let me just move down to this key part right there. So it states, and I quote, I rented an old doctor's office in Jamaica, a second-hand car, and a second-hand pickup. I was able to buy 27 room air conditioners. Before they arrived, I had them sold. 27 AC. This would have been the genesis of the dynasty, the empire that is now a global brand that includes all kind of things. As me say, you have hotel, you have car dealerships, you have the Starbucks and all kind of things. And that's just what we know about. So 27 AC. 27. Well, you know, to be fair, I did start off with only 2 unicorns. A male and a female. And as Nesbeth say, look at me now, look at me now, look at me now. Right? 2 unicorns. Right now we're a global distributor of unicorns all over the world. We export to about 17 countries in about 10 different languages. So when people say they're skeptical, you have to understand, the masses can't relate to a story like this. Saving $3,000, yes, in 1968. then jumping on a plane to speak to somebody who is the nephew of the man who met the AC unit them, then by 27 units, and from there so go reach what the Sandals and the ATL group is now. Fascinating story, isn't it? You see, the problem is, during that time period, because remember, this is 1968, when the $3,000 safe, the 1970s was a disaster for Jamaica. Majority of the 1970s, the economy was in shambles. But Butch Stewart was thriving. Not only was he thriving, right, and by the way, obviously there was an actual ATL that was set up, right, and was selling appliances. That is not up for debate. There was a actual brick and mortar store, right. But during the 70s, when businesses like crumble, economy in a really bad shape, when a lot of legitimate businesses were going under, Butch Stewart was thriving, which leads into the point of timing. Because you see, the time was also the same period when Jamaica was having a massive boom in the herbs trade. You would have seen my video on the Coptics, right? When I bought them time there. Remember, you know, even the former Prime Minister Edward Chiaga at one point said it's only the herbs, but I think he called it sensimilla, keep the economy going right now. So people eyebrows were raised. Hold on, nothing going for the economy, no banana money. Jobs are get lost all over the place. Inflation are go through the roof. But things are going for Butch Stewart. As far as people are concerned, ordinary man of the streets, that must mean Butch Stewart involved in the herbs. But for every skeptic, there was an admirer who would dismiss the skeptic and say, what would you know anyway? Not because you can't do it, that means that somebody else can't. And that's a fair point, because obviously not like say, nobody had access to Butch Stewart financial documents and know what go on in a Butch Stewart pocket them time there. Right. But in Jamaica, when somebody achieve great wealth and people don't really know the backstory behind it, them usually say, well, I must drugs himself, or he must scam, or some kind of wrongdoing. That's Jamaica as a whole. Especially if you come from a certain location, or you look at certain people, they will say, no sir, him can't achieve nothing legit, I must this and that himself. So the fact that it would happen to Butch Stewart too, it's not a surprise. After all, as successful as he was, right? A man is a man. End of the day, a man is a man. He is not above the skepticism where the average man who are driving BMW on the street have to face. He isn't. So, the 27 AC units, and then sales and profits increased right through one of the most turbulent periods in Jamaican history. So much so that he could go buy a hotel. I mean, of course, the people of Jamaica are going to be skeptical. Anybody would. Even in America, this story would make people go, really? That's all there is to it? That's a fascinating story. I know if Simple Simon there, he would have say, a bad mind. A bad mind, Butch Stewart. Because you wish that you get them 27 AC, then you wish you could have, turn over 27 AC units until they reach the ATL group with a bad mind. But if you really think about it, a lot of the skepticism is driven by things where Butch Stewart said himself. For example, in an interview with Business Jet Traveler, Butch Stewart said, and it's on your screen, they asked him the question, when did you first fly privately? And he said, I had half ownership of a Beechcraft Baron a year before I was in the resort business. For those of you who don't know, a Beechcraft Baron is a plane. Right? So he's talking about a private plane. He had 50% of a plane before he started the resort business. So before there was a Sandal, because the traditional, the story that John Public know is that Sandals make Butch Stewart get wealthy. But according to this interview, right, he had a plane Remember, this is during a time when the very few and far between people have played. All I know where you have rent a jet and all these different things where you can use all app and book jet, and them time if you have a plane, if you own 1% in one plane, you know something like one for you. Much less 50%. And Bush Stewart is saying that he had a plane before he even started Sandals. These are his words. Right? See it up on your screen. He said he went everywhere. From Jamaica to Panama to Miami to Atlanta to Puerto Rico and back and forth. But even if you put the come up story aside, even if you take the come up story at face value, and it's alright, save $3,000, start off with 27 AC units and build the thing, there is still the question of Air Jamaica. Because even though enough people don't care about the come up story, and as one long time PIA member said to me, if all you have to do to become a billionaire is just be shady, then half of Jamaica would be billionaires. Because there's no shortage of people who are willing to be shady and willing to do this and willing to do that. So how could them not achieve what Butch Stewart achieve? And let's face it, he has achieved a lot. Between the car dealership them and the Starbucks and the Standards and the beaches and all them things, very, very successful. But what about the companies that didn't do so well? Air Jamaica, as I mentioned before, is probably number one on the list in not enough people's mind, because Jamaicans to this day have a strong emotional attachment to Air Jamaica. Air Jamaica was the pride of Jamaica. And in 1994, a group of individuals led by Butch Stewart took it over, right? And after them take it over, right, the group was called the Air Jamaica Acquisition Group, right? Them take over a majority stake in the company. Now, while under the leadership of Butch Stewart and this group, Air Jamaica, right, did become a bossy brand, right? The service, the food. I still remember the food on the plane. That's probably the thing that stand out to me the most. The food on Air Jamaica was just so different. I haven't seen anything before, and I haven't seen anything since like Air Jamaica, right? And the airwash system. For some reason, the airwash system, it looked like they did only hire women who were a part of like Miss World or Miss Jamaica or something, right? But Air Jamaica started to develop a reputation. A terrible reputation. At one point, Air Jamaica was known as Cocaine Air. Who remember that? Who remember when the Daily Mirror in England did post an article calling Air Jamaica Cocaine Air, and I said, listen, all the airline good for the Caribbean Diet Coke in our people country. Who remember that article? Well, if you try to search it online, you can't find it. I guess Butch Stewart or the government of Jamaica, or I don't know whoever, but somebody who had some serious money and leverage managed to get the Daily Mirror to get rid of that article, because I can't find it anywhere online. Right, you can read about people talking about the article, but the actual Cocaine Air article, you can't find it. So when people started to hear about the losses of Air Jamaica attack, people started to hear, oh, if you have a certain family, people in a certain family used to treat Air Jamaica like a one taxi and just jump on it and go and go them business and feel like not paying them money. All kind of rumors were surrounding Air Jamaica. Can you imagine? International tabloids that say the national airline carrier is being used for transport Diet Coke all over the place, transport herbs all over the place. Right. Naturally, as the leader of the group who run Air Jamaica, people start to look upon Butch Stewart again. Well, it's your airline. It's your airline. Remember, people are already skeptical about the come up. Now they must see it. Now you hear say it on Cocaine Air. Right. Now we hear so much Diet Coke move away so. At one point, let me just say, like, out of the 400 people who get catch a smuggled Diet Coke in England, like 176 of them, they are coming from Air Jamaica. That's almost half. So, Butch Stewart and that leadership group and politicians were blamed by the people. I say, you know what? I want to mash it up. I want to mash up the thing and then dash it away afterwards. But what did Butch Stewart think about Air Jamaica? Again, we find the article from his own words. Listen to what Butch Stewart had to say. The question I'm asking is, in 1994 you took over operation of Air Jamaica, but it's now back in government hands. What happened there? Listen to the answer. This is the kind of answer you give when you know that nobody can tell you nothing and nobody can do you nothing. I quote, Air Jamaica was a tremendous experience. We developed a beat-up airline into a world-class airline. But we were dealing with a bunch of fellows in the Jamaican government who had no idea what money is all about. It's all political. Those are stinging words. Those are stinging words straight towards the Jamaican government. He goes on to state, or he went on to state, and I've always been far too independent to live in that environment with a bunch of jokers who don't know what they're talking about. With a bunch of jokers, remember? He was talking about the government. I never learned to be subservient, and that's what they wanted. So I said, take Air Jamaica back. And they've destroyed it. It's back to the way it was. When I finally realized what was going on with this one. When you really break it down, what Butch Stewart I try to say this is that him not take chat. And him definitely not take a chat from the type of people him who try to give him chat. Hear him say, I never learned to be subservient. In other words, never in my life, nobody never try to calm me down. Nobody never try put me in my place and make me listen to what them I say and work with for them system and work with for them program. Never. So old man we try it now. This is the fancy way of how you run with somebody. This is the uptown diss track. Because remember the man I go tell you about under your mother and tell you say I'll kick you down and send gunman for you. This is how people who run companies at that level style you. Hear that? Bunch of fellows and a bunch of jokers, so they man they style you. So from what Butch Stewart is saying, him get it, turn it in a world class thing, to the government say, yo, take it back, and then mash it up. But let's be realistic. If Air Jamaica like one good, Butch Stewart not get it back. Government will have to go war him feed. They have to go carry him to a court. They have to go carry him. They have to go in a boxing ring and go about 12 rounds with him. Forget it. The fact that he was like take it back, because nothing would have gone. Remember, Air Jamaica had become a massive cash burning enterprise. Air Jamaica have burned through money. Major losses. That's the real reason why they have to take it back. Because by that point, Air Jamaica would look like one time like a Mike Tyson victim. Air Jamaica was not in an excellent shape when he went back to the government. Right. Even though the service was good and the image was good and the food was good and exterior wise, Air Jamaica looked like it was doing well. On paper, the finances, the balance sheet, Air Jamaica was a disaster for most of its existence. It was never a big successful company. That's why he said in his own words, it was a tremendous experience, not a tremendous success. Right. But before we finish the video, our next spooky case surrounding Butch Stewart was a lawsuit when dropped on Gleaner head top. Butch Stewart sue Gleaner. Check this out. Listen to these numbers. It's on your screen. Butch Stewart to file $17 billion lawsuit against the Gleaner. 17 billion would that be? What happened? Well, Butch Stewart on a company, Jamaica Tours Limited, you get into it, right? There were claims that Butch Stewart claim say people that try scandal him name, now stand feet. Right? He went to the court, tried to get the court to, see things his way. Didn't work out. It ended up backfire upon him. Matter of fact, look at your screen right now. You see where it started off and said the search began? That's because Butch Stewart did get some lawyers to go search Jamaica Tours Limited because them that look for emails or anything where, a scandal him name, right? And then did one gather the evidence as opposed, right? So them send people to go search, and they end up, the people that move them and search decide, you know what, the searching now go on there, so right? And the people end up start fight back, start go through the court system, right? Guess what happened? Because remember, at one point, Butch Stewart did I try to seize assets from the people them, right? And I say, why people leave, forgot prison and all kind of thing. But obviously he was doing it through the court system. Because so you can do that. Depending upon what somebody do, you can actually use the court system to say, you know what, I'm gonna need this and need that as some kind of compensation for what you do to me. Butch Stewart's application was refused. The court basically tell him to no sir, nothing can go so. Then him appeal, and guess what? Them throw out the appeal. And then him apply for go Privy Council and them dash that too. Why may I mention that? There's usually a narrative that says if somebody come from a certain background, have a certain name, have a certain amount of money, then the law doesn't really apply to them. But you've heard me say, the reason why enough people say that is because enough people never really bother fighting in the first place. And enough people when they fight, they never come good. But if you fight and come good, you can beat people. Now care how you think so they're mighty and powerful. This is a big example. Butch Stewart went up against Jamaica Tours Limited and some of his directors and lost. Supreme Court turned him down, Appeal Court turned him down, Privy Council turned him down, and if you make things worse, them end up tell him say he have to pay about $30 million to the people then. Now, you would think say, being Butch Stewart, you would automatically just win in a court, right? That's what the average man in the street tell them. Me now go up against Butch Stewart because the courts are going to see things same way. Jamaica does have laws now. And if you come good, and come with the evidence, and come with this and come with that, they can win against anybody. If them people can beat Butch Stewart in a court, and the court then turn around and say, you know what, Butch Stewart for all the problem, and all the thing all they put the people them through, see a $30 million upon your head top, make sure they don't get their money. So, but just support that team because more people realize enough time when they give up and throw and towel and talk about. But now when I go up against them because them are not big man, them are not the name and the money. But now when I go, enough time you throw away, or you give away 3 points. Or you give away 3 points because if you go a court and go good, you can win. Perfect example. But Gleaner the report on it, Gleaner never did. Gleaner write the article in a way where then we get some little things about the case wrong, right? And who confiscate and the wording of the article from Gleaner was wrong. That was enough for Butch Stewart drop a lawsuit on him head. I don't know what became of that lawsuit, if it's still in a court or them settle or what. I imagine them settle because I don't think Gleaner have $17 billion. I don't think the whole of Gleaner is worth $17 billion. So I don't even know what a lawsuit they would have work anyway. Right. Or they might even get the money for pay you. Or they might have to sell everything and then borrow a loan. I don't know, but at the end of the day, this is way above my tax bracket. But the Jamaica Tours Limited thing did rub enough people the wrong way because it appeared that here you had this giant of a businessman who was going up against, Jamaica Tours Limited and he's trying to flex his muscle, and in that scenario it was the courts. It was the courts that actually turned around and even out the score. So, Gordon Butch Stewart is gone. This is what more I want to take away from this video. First and foremost, a man is just a man. Whether you're Gordon Butch Stewart, the billionaire chairman for the ATL group, Or you're simple Simon, a man is just a man. And every man will one day leave this earth. No amount of money can stop that. None. But while you're upon this earth, what you do, that is what will be left behind. That is what will shape a legacy. Butch Stewart's legacy is secured. Him hotel them and him car dealership them and all them things there. Right. It's secured. But we can't act like so the come up story isn't spooky. It would be spooky if you're a normal man in the streets. Right. So why wouldn't it be spooky if you got in Butch Stewart? Nevertheless, legacy is something where you pass down the line. And Gordon Butch Stewart set it the same way how you see Bob Marley set it. Let me explain. No matter what you think about Bob Marley, no matter what opinion you form about Bob Marley, his legacy is so strong and so secure that his children will continue to benefit, and their children and their children. That's what happens when you leave a solid foundation. That is why every man needs to leave a foundation. Every man. And obviously, most people, overwhelming majority of people don't have no hotel and a car dealership to leave behind, but you can leave something. This is why I talk about unloved and wanted children. Because children who don't inherit nothing, they have to start from scratch. And it is so much harder. Gordon Butch Stewart children got a head start in life because them father set it for them. All they can talk about are the methods them use to set it. But the facts remain, it's set. Enough man who make for them money through questionable means, you would think that they may have set it too. Because guess what? Anybody can do this. Might not be the sandals part, but anybody can make a money and say, you know what? I'm gonna left this to my kids for them come build upon it. Enough man make them money through illicit means or even legal means, and before them dead, them end up lose everything. And their children grow up and inherit nothing. So their children, even though them father was the big man run a jungle, them father was the big man down a Tivoli, them father was the big man down a Mumbai, them father used to run off this and run off that and lock off this and lock off that, them pitney born come suffer. You hear me talk about it enough time. The problem with enough of these dons, these 90 octanes, them achieve all this power and this wealth, and then next thing you hear one to them pitney in a jailhouse with them. Them pitney a bust gun, them pitney end up in a shootout with man. How you should be criminal and your pitney come down criminal? That's why at the end of the day, no matter what we can say with Gordon Butch Stewart, the facts are his children them grow up, come have 100% legit businesses for one. Me not understand how man make them pitney grow up come turn criminal too. How me must be a criminal? How me if you run off gang? How me if you sell diet coke? How me if you sell herbs? Right? Imagine Sir P is the Dan for Stone Crusher, sell much diet coke and bring in much gun. And then me have Sir P Jr. And then when I'm 18, I'm in a jail cell beside of me. When I'm 18, I'm on police and shootout. So with all of that criminal activity for? With all of this, me make the money for the war with it. Spend it pan lawyer. Spend it to try bribe water and yourself to get a little comfortable life. Not for Jamaican criminals. Don't even have the decency to left something for them pitney. Them pitney end up come suffer just like everybody else pitney. So what was the point of your father being the Danville Clansman? What was the point of your father being the Don for West Kingston? To over there suffer right now. All they can do is tell me say your father was Don, your father was big man, your father used to run off this and your mother was hot girl, your mother used to be the hottest thing in the streets. Okay. Well, you have to show feet with them left for you, nothing at all. So, as one PA member pointed out to me, end of the day, if everybody could do it, they would. So, you know what we're reduced to? We're reduced to, me did hear say, and me did feel say, and me think say. That's all we're reduced to when it comes down to Butch Stewart. Because that's what separates the various octanes. You see, if a 87 do something, you can find out about that because film business in the streets. And if a 90 do something, you can find out about that because film business in the streets. But above that, you can't find nobody who was actually there because the circle small. The circle very small. And really and truly, only a 116 can sink a 116 because 116 are mixed with regular people. Have too much to lose. But I want to understand something. Out of all the octanes, the one that most people have the hardest time to get is the 116. You see that video? In my opinion, if you listen to the video the one time, you don't get it. Even me have to go back over the 116 video and I me make it. Me have to go listen it back again when I me make it. People need to listen to that video multiple times. It's the most complex octane. Forget. A 116 does not mean that somebody is still a criminal. A 116, well, to be honest, the biggest 116s have nothing to do with crime anymore. They are completely 100% squeaky clean legit. For them crime was earlier in them life. And unless you get somebody who know them and have something upon them from them time there, you don't have no argument and no case or bill. But I remember having a conversation with a virgin on IG, big up yourself, you know who you are. And we were saying, even though the 116 file isn't available to the average man of the streets, you know which group of people accidentally can get and have some serious things, some serious dirt on a 116? You know which group of people? Them housekeepers, them gardeners, them pool man. Those people would have seen and heard some things just by being at the right place at the right time. If them favor talk it, if them favor leak it, Jamaica get shake up. See, me know say any day me get a video, right? Or are they recording some leak conversation with a 116 or something? Me know say somebody like that, it have to come from. And I want to realize something. 116s being elusive is not unique to Jamaica. Every country's 116 is elusive. And if somebody who come from the circle go like him want to mash up the plans, then you're going to see some spooky things go down. Remember the American man there, who named Jeffrey Epstein. Him drop a jail. Him did a cooperate. All of a sudden you hear say, man get found strung up. That man would have plane, private island, all kind of 116 just to go there, go do all kind of foolishness with little pitney. When him realize he might talk, guess what happened to him? Gone. Coincidence, of course. Big coincidence, right? Even if a 116 try turn upon other 116s, they will get rid of him. They are not immune. They might be immune compared to the lesser octanes, but amongst themselves, 116 can dash a 116. Easy. So when man pan call, they tell us, when a man pan a call tell us him know the file a pay 116, but him just no want to talk. A Nancy story. Him don't know nothing. A true 116 will leave no kind of loose ends about the place. Especially when the man fi sit down pan a corner, for talking business and mash up him empire when him take 10, 20, 30 years to build. Nothing about so. Anyway, Patreon Squad, big up on yourself. PIA, you don't know. More life. Vulture Squad, stay circling. Bless.